Previously on What the Flumph.
You see tracks that lead over the top of the docks to a ladder that goes down to a lower level.
Probably check the ladder, you think? Make sure it's not going to fall out from under us?
There's so many ladders.
There's been exactly 3.
They're down there.
Yeah, I would kind of look over and go, alright, they're down there. You can take the ladder, or you can use this, and I would toss you my grapple hook with the rope, and go, I'm going, and jump.
I just like the I'm going, jumps out and breaks both of his fucking legs.
You have fallen into a fairly tidy rat nest. Matimer is there, and he does not look very good. His fur looks fairly slimy. He looks ill.
Hi there, Matmar. You look like shit.
Roll initiative. Matimer
Brutal.
has sadly passed from this world.
Does his dead body slowly float to the surface?
No, because he has a move speed of 0 for
He's
the
covered
next
in
6
ice.
seconds.
Because he's covered in ice.
2 things happen. Londi makes a Constitution saving throw.
It's a nat 1.
You're a rat.
It's a
You're a
fucking
were
course it
rat.
is.
That really, that
Were
really. After a minute, you hear a noise, and Matimer gets back up.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Can we just say the time passes and eventually it fucking dies? I want to get out of this town as soon as
Me
possible.
too.
Look, I'll be honest with the both of you, I'm not feeling too great after those rats biting me, and I'm thinking some of this I'm going to be bringing to a cleric in exchange for, cleansing my blood. The nearest big town. Where would that be?
You could go to Waterdeep.
Yes.
Yeah, go to Waterdeep. Hey everyone, it's me. Just popping in a little early this time to give you a little bit of, not news, but some details. This episode is a combination of our final in-person session, which was actually just me and Devon doing some individual stuff, and the first of our ongoing Discord sessions due to the ongoing pandemic. So if you notice any strangeness in audio quality as we hop from Londi back to Alec and Adelaide, that's why. It's not going to be for very long, maybe 2 or 3 episodes. Speaking of the coronavirus pandemic, I just want to say I hope all of you are being safe, you're maintaining social distancing, unless you need to. For example, maybe you have a job where you need to be in close proximity to many people. Maybe you're a medical professional, or maybe you're protesting police brutality, which shouldn't exist, by the way. Abolish the police. We at What the Flumph support you. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Black Lives Matter. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Big question that needs to be answered. In a previous episode, when you first met him, you gave Londi the map to look over. Does he still have the map, or do you have the map?
I don't think we took the map back, and honestly, I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, textually, you did not take the map back.
Whoops. Yeah, I've got the map.
Yeah, so y'all arrived back in town. Maybe not bruised, but you're tired, and it has been a rough couple of days on the road for you with the goblin attack and the incident with Matimer. And Londi arrived in Buggler with you all, and then fucking booked it, taking with him the map and all of the loot that he promised he would give to you after dealing with Matimer.
Well, no, I've got to be honest with you. I promised that I'd give them the loot if I didn't need it to treat the curse. I told them I'd take care of the map if it helped me.
Right, but this is what they know.
That's fair.
Yeah, we don't know he's cursed, right?
I did say I need to go get my shit fixed. I was very clear something was wrong.
I don't remember what time it was. I think it was very late.
It was very late o'clock.
It's very late in Buggler, and y'all have just arrived back from dealing with Matimer, and Londi has left.
Well, I'm going to go to bed.
Do you think he needs help?
He's got it. He seems to know what he's doing.
That's true. I'm tired.
Me too. I'm gonna go home.
Okay. Also, I don't think I ever want to eat fish again. That was real weird.
That's fair. That's valid.
Yeah.
I just won't eat zombie fish.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night. Alec's gonna head home and gonna try to sneak his way to bed without waking up his parents. Because they would get very angry.
You both all successfully sneak into your respective homes.
Nah, I don't sneak in.
No?
No.
You bust down the door. I'm home,
Yeah.
bitch!
I just go in my room.
You wake up the next day. It is sunny. Birds are tweeting. There's a nice breeze that is carrying with it the soft smell of freshly baked bread. But there's no sign of Londi yet.
I think I'm gonna head and get some bread and then head to Alec's house.
Yeah, and Alec is gonna have some oatmeal at his house. And he's gonna use a little bit of prestidigitation to make it smell cinnamony so it affects the flavor for him.
Okay. So Maddie, you're gonna pick up some bread from the baker.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's gonna be a silver piece,
Alrighty.
and you get a nice baguette,
Yeah.
a nice big baguette.
Sweet. I'm headed to Alec's house.
You arrive just as he finishes enchanting his oatmeal.
Did you just magic your oatmeal?
I didn't magic the oatmeal. I magicked around my nose to make the oatmeal taste better.
Did it work?
Did it work?
Yeah. Not only did the oatmeal, it tastes cinnamon because most of flavor is
Scent based.
Mhm.
Did you say stench based?
Scent based.
Oh, scent based.
Same thing.
I thought you said most of flavor is stench based.
Which is technically a little true.
That's true.
Yeah. So it works. But you're having a hard time disapparating that smell.
So it still smells cinnamony?
Yeah.
That's fine. It'll wear off.
I got bread.
Great.
Yeah.
Can I have some bread?
You could definitely have some bread. I rip off a piece of the bread. Have you seen Londi at all this morning?
No, I was thinking we could visit the map shop.
Yeah, because he took our map. I forgot to take it back.
You forgot to take it back?
Yeah.
All right.
A lot was going on. There was
That wasn't
weird fish-
accusatory. It was more just, Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, let's go to Londi.
Yeah. It smells real cinnamony in here now.
We leave.
You walk down the road to get to the tavern that Londi works out of, and as you walk, the smell of cinnamon gets a little stronger, and people that you pass on the street are sniffing and looking around, and then they look at you and they're like, Alec? Huh. But you get to the tavern.
Great.
It's not very busy. It's pretty early in the morning. It's about 8:30 or 9 o'clock. But the bartender is there, and a couple other people.
I'm gonna go ask the bartender if he's seen Londi.
That makes sense. I'll go check Londi's shop.
Good idea.
When Alec checks out Londi's shop, the door is locked.
Alec is gonna knock on the door.
You knock, and there is no reply. Devon,
Yes.
earlier you had said that when you were leaving, you had taken security precautions. If any of them would be set off, just let us know.
Yeah, sure. Knocking doesn't do that, so it's fine for now.
Adelaide, you're talking to the bartender?
Yeah.
Well, hello, Adelaide.
Hello. Do you like my pin? I show him the little lily pad pin.
Oh, yeah. I wonder where you got that from.
Oh no, it's crazy. I have a question to ask you though.
What's up?
Have you seen Londi?
Londi?
Yeah.
Not since he left here with you the other day.
Huh.
What?
Weird.
What's up?
I don't know. We left and everything was fine. We were headed back, and he just said he had to go when he left. I figured he'd be back this morning, but
Well, if you see him, send him my way, okay?
yeah, for sure.
All right, and I'll do the same.
I'm sorry. What's your name again?
My name is Bart Ender.
Ooh. I don't think I ever asked you that.
It's Bart. It's Barthol. Fuck no, his name's not Bartender. What?
I just needed my displeasure on the record.
Oh, did we not? Did he not have a name before?
I don't think he did. I didn't write it down.
Thank God our podcast isn't live.
Yeah.
How embarrassing.
His name is Zane.
My name's well, you know me. It's me, Zane.
No,
Zane Morningfall.
Yeah. I knew that.
I'm the Bartholomew Ender.
Amazing. Well, yeah. If I see Londi, I'll let him know you're looking for him too.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks for the pin.
Shut the fuck up.
So how secure is this door? Is it like a door, or is it more of like a fancy latch?
So Londi's door, as the owner of this tiny hole-in-the-wall map shop, the door itself is solid wood planking. There is a rather secure lock around the handle. It's not like a normal little latch. It does have a keyhole, and it feels pretty sturdy. There are 3 hinges on the left side.
Yeah, it looks like there's no getting in through the door. I'll check for windows outside.
All right. Yeah. You go outside. There is a window about where you'd expect.
Great. How tall is it? My height, or is it taller than where I am?
I'm sorry.
Can I reach to it?
Can you reach it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's window height. So the bottom of the window is at about maybe your knees,
Mm-hmm.
and the top of the window is at like the bottom of your neck, maybe.
Cool.
It's torso. It's perfectly torso sized.
It's a weird. It's a weird height for a window.
Is it?
Maybe. I don't know how windows work.
I think it's. I'm looking. It's big. It's smaller than my window.
I've never seen a window before.
I'm just thinking if it starts at my knees and ends at my neck, then on the inside it will also have that like spatial portioning.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that weird?
But usually windows are above neck height because otherwise you couldn't look out them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, it would be above neck height if you were sitting down.
Yeah, or like windows will start above your hips and end like a little bit above your head, just so that.
Okay, fine. The window starts above your hips and ends a little bit past your head.
All right. Alec is going to look at Adelaide and just give like a little gesture of like, "Hey, let's open this window."
Do you want me to break it?
If you could do it quietly.
I don't know how to break glass quietly.
So is how much foot traffic is happening around this window?
Light foot traffic.
So like how often do we see a person passing?
Statistically, you see 1.5 people every 6 to 8 minutes.
Cool. Alec will take out his knife and he's gonna try to cut a hole in the window so he can like unlock the latch and lift up the window.
Cool. I'm gonna need you to make both a sleight of hand and an athletics throw.
All right.
Athletics first.
That was a nat 20.
Okay. Now sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand is an 11.
Cool. So you bring down the dagger with enough force to like go through the glass, but unfortunately your grip sort of slips a little. So you're able to get about a quarter of the way through making that circle when the dagger goes completely through the window and shatters it.
Don't. Well, it's open, right?
And nobody is around at that point.
That's great. Alec is then going to put his hand through the window. Is the window just completely smashed, or is it like I can like the handhole area is clearly like way more smashed?
The area around where you were doing it is clearly way more smashed. Most of the window still is there, but it's very jagged.
Cool. Alec's gonna unlock the window, still lift up the latch, and go through.
So this is relevant. As you would go to reach your hand through, Londi has a net on the window that has caltrops in the net.
Would he see the net?
That's a good question. They didn't make any perception checks to look for traps.
But is it visible through the window?
It would have been a very fine mesh net, and if it's dark inside, there are like little caltrops, but basically little spiky wire net.
All right, so you get caltropped.
All right, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean, Devon?
Caltrops do exactly 1 damage If they hit you in the foot, they take away 10 speed for a little while, but
So I just took 1 damage.
So you're gonna take 1 damage from the first thing of Caltrop, and now you know it's there.
Cool.
To reach through again, it's gonna be a dex save. Or no, it'll be sleight of hand because it's not a save, it's a check.
So it's over a net?
if we're talking about a window with 2 panes where it has the lock in the middle, basically if you broke the top pane, there's a net that is behind the window, and it's basically tacked down so that you'd have to reach past the net to get to that lock between the 2 panes. So it's sort of like attached to that top pane above the lock.
So yeah, it's like how is the net attacked?
Would have been glue, some kind of solvent or glue.
Cool. I'm gonna take out my quarterstaff and just try to poke the net off.
Yeah, you succeed.
Great. It's the other thing where he he hurt his hand a little bit, so he puts his mouth over it, like, ow.
Are you okay?
I'm all right. Do you mind doing the honors of opening it?
Yeah. I open it.
The window opens and you can see into Londi's shop, which looks. Does it look much like it did last time they were there?
Yeah, the shop looks pretty much the same. Sam, I did just send you a message. So I don't know how you want to handle that. So yeah, the shop looks much the way it did before. It's dark. There's some papers in place.
Can I poke my head in and look around for any more traps?
Yeah.
That's a 9.
Adelaide doesn't see anything. It looks
Great.
almost exactly like it did when you arrived before.
Cool. I don't see anything.
All right. Do you want to go in first?
Yeah. I jump in.
All right, you're inside.
You want to come in?
Yeah. Alec goes in.
What were we looking for again?
Just finding out where he went.
Yeah. He the bartender hasn't seen him.
Maybe he left a clue or something. I don't know.
So he's got his desk. He's got the map on the back of his wall. What else is in this room, Devon?
So the room itself, the front area has the large map table. It has scrolls along shelves on the walls. You know, the table's got a few drawers on it. There's a small door that leads into a back room that they haven't been into yet.
So there's walls, a back room, a desk.
Should we check the desk?
Yeah, why not? Alec would look around the desk to make sure everything was legit. Making sure there's no traps or anything.
Cool. Make an investigation check.
14.
Cool. Investigating the desk. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. You see a lot of map stuff, some old letters. Yeah.
Alec reads the old letters.
You read the letters, and they are communiques that have been sent to Londi from other people, obviously, detailing Matimer's whereabouts and suggesting that he might come back into good favor with his guild if he's able to take care of the problem.
Mm-hmm. Does it tell us where the guild is or where the letter was sent from?
You see symbols on the back of the letter where you would have looked to see who sent it and from where, and it's in the same symbols as on the map. Not the same ones, but the same type of symbols. Those symbols that you can recognize from Waterdeep.
Londi didn't mention where he was going, right?
I am going to be honest. I was very tired when we got back into town. I cannot remember.
We could keep searching around for things.
Yeah, find a lead.
Yeah.
Find out where this guild is located. He might have reached out to them.
Oh, yeah, he might have gone back to the guild.
And it's about now where you start to hear a very slight hissing sound.
Can I look to see where the hissing sound is coming from?
Yeah, it looks like it's coming from the back room.
Oh.
We should probably leave.
Oh, I was gonna say we should probably find out what that is.
It sounds like a bomb.
Or a snake.
Maybe a snake.
But that would be bad if it were a bomb. But would he bomb his own place?
Probably. He did kill a bunch of goblins in cold blood.
That's true. He's intense. Okay, maybe we should leave.
We should leave.
We shouldn't open the door at first at all to see what's in there?
You can if you want. I'll support you.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door, and then I'm gonna quick run out.
So you approach the door.
Yeah. I like quick open it and then run to the other side of the room.
Nothing happens in response to you opening the door.
What do we see in the room from where we are?
It's mostly empty. You see a bed with a nightstand and 2 shelves. Make a perception check with disadvantage for me.
That's a 4.
That's a 15.
Alec, you see a thin, wispy trail of smoke coming from behind one of the shelves.
Oh, that's smoke. All right,
smoke. We should go.
We should probably go.
Yep.
We leave.
Okay. You both have left Londi's office.
Wait, Alec, if that is a bomb, shouldn't we tell Zane?
Let's just get out of here.
We shouldn't tell them.
You can if you want.
I'm gonna do you have a piece of paper?
It doesn't look like I do.
Well, if you don't have paper, there's paper in the office.
But I want to go back in there. I'm just gonna tell Zane that we heard a weird sound coming. No, because it's broken. They'll know. Never mind. We should leave.
Okay. And where what are y'all gonna do?
I'm sure he'll show up eventually.
Yeah. We what should we do?
I don't know. Hang out.
Yeah, we could check on Ushag.
Yeah, we can hang out with Ushag. I might want to work on my magic a little bit because it's a thing that I definitely have. So working on it will help me control it.
That's true. Just don't get hurt. You still smell like cinnamon.
Is there any trash around me?
Yeah, there's some trash around you.
Great. I'm gonna pick up some like bottles and like some milk crates. Take some window glass. Like, I'm gonna go out into the fields.
Can I come with you?
If you want.
Yeah.
All right, so you both make your way out to the field. It's another fairly empty area. Not too far away are some people doing some farming.
Alec would keep walking into the fields until like there was no one.
Okay.
Because it's magic. So Alec would set the glass, some bottles, some of the crates as like a full like target practicing area. And he's gonna try to cast Chaos Bolt.
Okay, make the attack roll with advantage.
So that's mother fucking 14.
What's a bottle's DC? AC?
I have no idea.
You hit it.
Great. It's gonna take 11 cold damage.
The bottle freezes over.
Whoa.
Cool. Do I have to make a wild magic save?
Yeah, just roll a wild magic save after every spell cast.
Sounds good. I'm gonna fire a ray of frost at that already frozen one. That's a 13. Does a 13 hit?
Hell yeah, it hits.
Great. 1 damage.
You know for a fact that your ray of frost connected, but emotionally you're like, did I hit that? Did I hit something behind the bottle? Did I miss?
I'm gonna try again. That's a 17 to hit, and that's another 1 damage.
What's the damage die of this?
Oh, a D8.
Yeah, the same thing. What a weird phenomena. It seems that you have found a space and time that just swallows Ray of Frost.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm firing a 15 to hit. It's gonna take 4 damage.
So your Ray of Frost, again, you're positive it connects. Only this time you have a little more concrete evidence as the top half of the bottle sort of shatters and breaks off, but is still suspended and held in space by new ice that has sort of swallowed it up.
Alec, that was awesome!
Yeah.
And what's Adelaide doing right now?
I think she was just playing around with her sword, just like watching.
All right. So I think Alec would just work on this all day.
I think Adelaide's like practicing fighter moves and stuff just out in the fields.
All right, so it's nighttime now. Y'all have been practicing for a long time. You're I'm not gonna say you're exhausted because that's a mechanical term, but but yeah, you're pooped. But you've spent all day practicing with your various stuff, and you feel pretty confident.
Okay, I say if Londi doesn't come back by like the next 2 or 3 days,
Minutes.
we start asking around.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
Do you know where he like? I know you knew those symbols. Would he have gone there, do you think?
Did I know those symbols?
They were the same symbols that were on the map that you couldn't understand, and those same symbols that you've seen in Waterdeep that you couldn't understand.
Yeah, he might have gone to Waterdeep.
I mean, we could try Waterdeep.
We could try. Yeah, let's head to Waterdeep tomorrow.
Okay, I'm gonna go to bed now.
Me too.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, so you both go to sleep. Riley, can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Sure. That is a bada boom. Bada pretty good. But give me just a moment to let you know how good I did. 18.
You sleep very restfully. Another night passes, another $1.
Yay. Wait, how does that translate to gold?
We take a platinum.
Yeah.
No! Y'all have both woken up in your respective houses.
Great.
Yeah.
I could wake up, do the oatmeal thing again, do the cinnamon thing again. This time trying to add flavor to the actual oatmeal itself, and eating it and trying to be able to turn it off quick enough.
Your oatmeal smells good, with the added side effect of everything you eat for the next day not tasting like cinnamon. Not because like it magically doesn't taste like cinnamon, but because it's not in your nose. Of course, if you eat, you can have something that tastes like cinnamon if you want.
Yeah, no, I get you. I'm hearing what you're saying.
You're picking up what I'm putting down. And Adelaide, what are you up to?
I think she gets like her pack and stuff ready to like head out again. And then heads over to Alec's place.
All right. This time your timing is a little slower. You arrive just as he's finishing up with his oatmeal.
Good timing though. Alec.
Yeah.
I had an idea.
What's the idea?
What if we go visit Lundy's shop again, and if it's not blown up, we go see what's in that back room, because it's been driving me nuts.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then we can head out.
So you make your way back to the bar. Do you go to the window?
I look around, see if there are like any more people this time.
Where? In the bar?
No, like just around the window that we broke in last time.
Okay, so you are going back to the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some people walking by right now, but you know, it's not difficult for you to wait for them to pass by, and then the coast is clear.
Should we go in?
Yeah, let's wait and then let's go in.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta wait for.
All right, they've passed by.
Cool. I hop in the window again.
Me too.
Are you being sneaky?
Yeah.
Fairly sneaky. Yeah.
Make stealth checks.
Oh boy. Unnat 20.
That's a 13.
Well, now, they always say that thieves return to the scene of the crime, but I've never seen it in person myself.
Oh. Londi!
Londi!
Hey!
It's worth noting that Londi has his two-bladed scimitar like pointed outward as he comes out of the back room.
Londi!
Londi!
Oh, hello
so
there!
good. Hey!
He would start sheathing both ends of the two-bladed scimitar. Got a bit impatient, I see.
Well, you ran off. We didn't know.
I told you I was cursed and I was going to get fixed at Waterdeep.
You didn't say you were cursed. You just
said you were
had
going
to
to the church.
It was a whole thing. You didn't want to hear the whole fucking detail.
Were
I mean,
you a
already
fish
owe me a
person?
new window. Clearly.
You were a fish person?
Well, no, I wasn't a fish person. Okay, so look, I didn't get cursed by the fish man. Matimer didn't touch any of us, yeah? But what did I get bit by? What do you remember I got bit by?
It was a big rat.
Oh, the big rat. And what is that big rat able to do?
Duplicate itself.
Oh, yeah, it made a lot of little tiny rats, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You ever woken up from a sound sleep, maybe tossing and turning a little bit, and then looked down at the ground and seen a stillborn clone of yourself staring back at you with dead eyes? Apparently, I grew it overnight.
You grew yourself overnight?
I grew a dead me overnight.
That's terrifying.
Oh, yeah, you think that's maybe why I ran the fuck to a church to get it fixed?
Did you get fixed?
Oh, I got it fixed.
Okay, good.
Thank you for asking. Now, who's paying for my window?
How much does the window cost?
Oh, a fine piece of glass like that and a shit house like this. Just give me a gold. We'll call it even.
All right. I take out a gold and I do the cool flip pass.
Londi catches it out of the air and just raises an eyebrow.
Riley, make a charisma saving throw.
A charisma saving throw. That's interesting. I got a 22.
Yeah, the flip, you throw it so cool.
I'm sorry about your window. Is there a bomb in your room?
No, there wasn't a bomb in my room. What kind of savage do you take me for? And Londi has like a small metal box that he's emptying ashes out of into his fireplace.
Oh, it was a note burner.
Well, of course it was a note burner. If someone was breaking in to steal your fucking, I don't know, what is it you have? A dissertation? Is that what you have? Yeah. If someone's breaking in to steal your dissertation,
Well,
you'd
I
want it to
don't
be.
have a dissertation yet.
He's working on it.
If someone was breaking in to steal your notes, then I don't care. You broke into my house. Why?
Because we were
you
worried.
just left.
Okay, I don't know if it was me being bad explaining or you being bad at listening, but I could have sworn I said why I was leaving.
We were tired.
Oh, you were tired. You were tired.
You could have written us a note.
Yeah, no, it would have been great.
I'm sorry, I was busy dealing with full-size stillborn clones of me.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't either until I woke up. I was feeling like shit, but I didn't know how bad it was. All right, look, I got it fixed. You paid me for the window. I'll get it fixed. Did the caltrop stab you on the net?
A bit on the hand.
Good. I've got your map, right? I was taking a look at it as I was going from here to there. It's going to take me a couple more days to really get through the whole thing. I checked in with some contracts while I was in Waterdeep, so I'm pretty sure I know a good portion of what it is at this point. But again, it's going to be a couple more days. Is there something else you needed aside from saying hi, making sure I didn't run off on you, apparently leaving all my belongings behind?
No.
I'm glad you're not a rat person.
You know, I am too. I really hate rats. Not rat people. I found a lot of those rat folk to be rather Matimer sucked. So there was that. Fuck that guy. But I suppose, in the meantime, after breaking into my house for the second time, could you kindly get the fuck out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to the both of you. I'll be back.
Have you told Zane you're back?
You know, I haven't. Would you care to?
No, I can do that.
Thank you. I'm going to be translating your map, which I'm doing for free because you helped me out. Oh, also, I'd hate to make you feel worse than you already do. Londi would take out a small pouch and set it on the table for them. But this is your portion of what we got from Matimer. I was planning to give it to you. I suppose you get 1 gold less now that you broke my window.
That
That makes
seems
sense.
fair.
Inside of the satchel would be 74 gold pieces and a pair of sapphire earrings.
Ooh.
I suppose that's 1 earring for each of you.
Yeah.
Londi kind of takes out your map, puts it on the table, sits down and kind of looks at you and goes, well, what?
Well,
Did you want tea or something? You're still here?
oh, no, we can leave.
Yeah, we can leave.
Can we leave through the door though?
It's unlocked. You could have knocked.
Oh.
And Londi's just kind of sitting behind his desk, just smiling at the two of you.
I'm gonna go now.
All right.
Bye.
Don't get
Let's
lost.
go. I gave Adelaide from the satchel 37 gold and one of the earrings. Also puts one of the earrings onto his ear.
I also put an earring on.
Londi kind of looks up from his desk. So I already had to clean up the broken glass on my floor. I'd ask you not to add blood.
Oh, it's all right. And I press digitation the blood away.
Londi's got that polite smile of a host who's not gonna reiterate the invitation to leave, but is just sort of staring at the two people still in his house.
I walk out.
Alec also leaves.
All right, so walking back into the main area of the tavern, you see it's a little busier than it was yesterday morning, but still not very busy. Zane's pouring a drink for a dwarf who you know to be Ushug's carpentry master.
Hey, Zane!
Adelaide.
Lundy's back.
Londi's back.
Yeah,
Where?
it is place.
All right. If you'll excuse me, and he finishes pouring the beer, and he marches past you, and he swings open the door. Londi, we got to talk about rent. And he closes the door behind him.
Is he not paying rent?
Maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna go out the field and keep training.
Cool. I'll come out and I'll set up one of those like scarecrow things so I can practice my sword.
Sweet.
All right. You spend another day training. I don't think we need to, unless you want to. We could.
No, I think I'm good.
Mhm.
I think Alec would be working on hitting things further and further away.
All right. So another day gone by practicing. You're getting more and more confident and competent with your chosen tools. If we were using an XP system, I would give you some XP.
But you didn't.
I should have left you on that XP table where I found you.
But you didn't.
So again, it is night. Y'all head back home. I'm gonna ask each of you to make a perception check.
That's not good.
15.
That's an 8.
Nothing out of the ordinary. It is the simple walk back to town from the fields. Now what?
Go to bed.
Yeah?
All right. Alec, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
That's a nat 1, baby.
Alec is standing alone in a black void. He's fully lit, but there's nothing around him. You see in the distance a small pinprick of light, and you walk towards it. And as you walk towards it, it approaches you. It's getting bigger from approaching you. It's getting bigger from you walking towards it until it gets big enough that you can just make out what it is. It is arms and hands floating, reaching out to you. You can't see what the arms connect to because where you would see it is just more hands, more arms reaching to you, grabbing at you. You turn to run, but it's like you're running in place. And then just when the hands have reached you, they grab you, covering your mouth and face and eyes with fingers and palms. You wake up. Hey, this is Sammy,
And this is Devon.
and we're recording a sort of
Secret Dungeon Adventure.
secret dungeon adventure while Devon's character, Londi, goes off and investigates the treasure map without the rest of the crew.
The rogue is trying to solo a dungeon. We're gonna see how this goes.
So, first things first, let's take a look at this map.
Yes, the map of wonder leading us to the cave. It's got some thieves' cant on it.
Yeah, Riley described the map in episode 4 of the podcast. He got some pretty important stuff wrong. Such as, I think if I recall correctly, he thought that there was a thing on the map that said that you need to go to another plane of existence.
For the audience, there is what looks like a length of cheese grater seen from the side with an arrow pointing not through one of the holes, but just sort of behind the object. So I could see how he could think a cheese grater is a plane to another dimension.
Yeah, so let's start with that. So, see how the arrow kind of curves?
Yes.
That's the direction you're supposed to approach from. If you look at the map that way, it's a tower that
you're
you
supposed
approach
to go
from the east and
around
then go south.
the back of the tower. That makes sense.
There is a moon or a light and some stars.
Yeah,
He was right about that. That's
the
about
reflection from the moon.
Devon.
Yes.
Maybe I went about this the wrong way. We should do this in character.
Do it in character, shall I?
Instead of talking about the map, I should be describing Londi studying the map and figuring out what the fuck it says.
That's fair.
So, Decoding the Thieves' Cant tells you that this is a treasure map written by Palin the Pious, who was a famous pirate captain that, in their final years, ended up worshipping a lawful god and hid their most precious possession. Maybe at the end of this map. It also lets you know that the X that marks the spot on the map, next to the underwater treasure chest, is a lie. The treasure is actually located on the previous clue inside a cave that during the day is covered up by high tide. But at night, when the moon is high, the entrance is revealed. It's a pretty simple map. It does say that the starting point is, in fact, Buggler, which suggests to you that maybe Palin ended up living in Buggler for a while. Maybe some of his descendants are still there.
Oh, why the fuck would a famous pirate settle down in a shithole like Buggler? Oh well, at least he was kind enough to leave a treasure nearby for me. Alright, so I have my map. Start from Buggler, approach around the east, head south from the tower. Thieves' Cant reveals the map is related to Palin the Pious, a famous pirate captain. Worshipped a lawful god towards the end of their life. They settled down in Buggler, and they hid their most prized possession. Perhaps because they weren't quite pious enough to donate such a thing to charity, or because it was dangerous as shit. I don't know. I guess I'll have to figure that out. And then, of course, the X is a fucking trick. I mean, you put an X on your treasure map, it's gotta be a trap, right? I mean, what idiot, after everyone went, oh, the X is where the treasure is, still keeps marking their treasure with X's if they're not trying to get somebody to fall into a big pit? Alright, I fell into one of those pits once. The map looked old enough, I thought the X wasn't a trap yet. Now, well, it's a sea cave, yeah. It's open at night, so I got to make sure that I'm not getting myself stuck come morning, so can't take too long in the cave. Don't know how much it's going to flood once I'm in there, so that'll be a little precarious. But overall, shouldn't really be too bad. Get in, get out, see what's there, be careful. Should be the usual bits. Do I know if there's any potentially dangerous local fauna around that area, the cave and the sea? Any nasty sea creatures or gross monsters I should be aware of, or would be aware of, I suppose?
Yeah, based on what the map is telling you for head east then south, it's likely you'll be heading through Onkeg territory.
And what the fuck are unkegs?
So an Onkeg is a large creature. It resembles an enormous many-legged insect with long antennae and sharp hooks, and it burrows and bites and is acidic.
Do I know if they have anything they don't like typically? Be it elements or smells or... Basically, is there a typical way to keep one of these things off of you?
Make a survival check. Oh, no, nature.
Okay. Nature is still an 18.
Alright, you know that they have dark vision and tremor sense. They don't have any particular weaknesses. And again, they burrow, so
They're underground.
you could end up walking on top of one and you wouldn't even know.
Okay. Alright, well, I suppose that's about as much as I'm gonna know for initial information before I just go in the bloody place. So, I would make my way out of town once I was properly provisioned and stocked up. Well, different things. Don't need the horse for something like this. I'd leave the horse behind. I'd go by foot, provided the map didn't make me think it was too far away.
You know it's by a coast. Here's the map. For reference, Buggler to Old Tenby was about
7 hours. Oh,
about 7 hours, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so about 7 hours typically to Old Tenby. This is south this way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going down towards the peninsula. For those of you listening, near Buggler there's a forest off to the west. Towards the east there's Old Tenby and the coastline, and towards the south there's what looks like a peninsula sticking out. Well, that's where I'm going south, aren't I? So I'm not going anywhere fucking near Old Tenby, I can tell you that.
No, but actually, the map says you go east first.
Ah, of course it fucking does.
East until you see a tower,
Alright, well,
and then
I
south.
suppose I'd start going east until I saw a tower. I am making my way downtown. Some would say that I'm walking fast. There are no faces passing, however.
Is that why you didn't take a horse? So you could say that?
No,
You're heading out of town?
I'm going.
Are you being sneaky?
Ah, I suppose I'd sneak, yeah.
Yeah, let's make the stealth check they have to beat now.
Cool, it's a 24.
Alright. I want to be super clear about it. This stealth check, this will just be like a passive thing I'll
Yes,
ask
just
before.
if they notice me leaving town, I imagine.
If they are purposely like watching you, you'll probably make
It'll depend on
another
the situation, I imagine.
roll. Yeah.
That's fair.
So you leave town.
I do.
You are walking towards the woods up to the east. You're not walking just like on grass. There is a road that leads directly into the woods.
Alright.
You walk out of Buggler for about 2 hours following the path. You're now firmly into Onkeg territory. So far, no trouble, although you do see a lot of burrowing activity, large holes in the earth where Onkegs have burst from the ground. It's here where you see a single person and a cow. You see a couple things here. First of all, you see that the person is desperately trying to calm the cow. They're petting it, they're holding it close so it doesn't run away from them. And then you see that there are a lot of dead farm animals scattered around. Some of them in pieces, some of them whole but bubbling.
Alright, well that's a fucked sight right there, I'd say. Alright, so Londi, this man trying to comfort their cow so it doesn't run away towards the burrows, trigger the tremor sense, and get eaten by an Onkeg. So comfort cow, worried about being eaten. Does it seem like the specific place they are standing is safer for any specific reason?
No.
Okay, it's not like hard-packed stone or anything.
They're on the road, but through traveling through
I've
Onkeg
seen
territory, you've
marks.
seen that there are holes even on the road.
I know you can make a survival check to cover your tracks. Could I make a survival check to try to move more softly through the area in an attempt to not, trigger the tremors as much?
Yeah, I would say survival or stealth, which will be better for you, I think.
Yep, that's 17 again for a total of 24 on the stealth.
All right.
I would move around the kind of main area where I see all this going on and the dead animals in stealth. And I'd kind of like take a moment as I was kind of poised over to the side to look around to see if I can spot any of the onkegs or any sign of movement in the earth.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an onkeg moving around to the left of you, off the path, underground.
And the farmer's just trying to keep the cow from moving very much at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it look like the farmer has noticed me?
Yeah, it looks like they've noticed you, but their main priority is...
I would kind of like gesture quietly with a finger over towards where I can see an onkeg moving.
They look quickly to where you're pointing. They look back at you.
Do they just look like a dirty peasant, like they don't have money or anything?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep moving my way around a little bit, and let's see. As I'm moving around, I know some of the farm animals have acid on them that are dead already, so the onkegs have been feeding. They're in the area. There is a source of food. This guy's, if he doesn't leave the cow behind, almost certainly going to die unless I do something to help them. And I've had my hood up this whole time. They know I'm here, but they haven't seen my face. Londi's not that nice a guy. As I'm moving through, basically when I'm looking towards the path ahead, between me and my way around this guy, do I notice any more signs of onkegs or any more tracks?
You only see the one that was moving, but it's entirely possible that there are others in the area, either being still underground, eating, burrowing deep enough that they aren't that you can't see the tremors from their digging.
All right. So one of the things I would want to do once I was kind of like, if I'm moving around the area sort of to the right of where the farmer is and there was something I saw moving around here, what I would do once I kind of made it most of the way around them, there like a rock or something near me on the ground or in the brush?
Oh, for sure. There are rocks of all sizes everywhere from the onkeg burrows.
I would very carefully take a rock, and so for the audience, if we imagine that I approached in a circle, and where I approached from was 6 o'clock on a clock, and I'm placing the peasant at basically 12. I'm moving around them to the right counterclockwise around their space.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah, and basically when I had gotten to about 2 or so, I would have picked up this rock and thrown it to the opposite side. So probably about, if I'm at 2, that's 7. So I would throw it away from me. So I'm throwing the rock to try to get it to hit the ground past the one I see moving off to the left and to see if I can trigger any of the others, but not immediately next to the man and his cow.
Okay. Make athletics.
That's an 11.
So you throw this rock. Maybe Londi wouldn't admit this to himself, but it's entirely possible Londi misjudged the weight of the rock. And while you are able to throw it far enough away from you, goes past the farmer and their cow, but not by an incredible amount.
Okay. Is there any response from the onkegs to this rock?
First thing that happens is the onkeg whose burrowing you were aware of, it stops. And then there is burrowing from 3 separate sources zooming towards this rock.
That's a lot of fucking onkegs. Okay. I would kind of like sort of look up from the bushes at the guy and just sort of go, "That's all I got. You're on your own, you fuck." And I would just take off. At this point, now that they're moving in one direction, I would immediately, with my action, dash, move, and use my bonus action to dash, so I clear 150 feet.
It takes about 10 seconds, and you see, or I guess you don't see, but you hear behind you the sound of 3 enormous onkegs crushing through the ground, and you hear a scream and a moo and some pretty bad crunching and sizzling sounds. And then you hear a moo again, and the cow is running towards you.
I kind of look, notice that this cow is running towards me. I'm going to really quickly put an arrow in it to kill it real fast, because I don't need this cow revealing that I'm here.
When you turn to shoot the cow, you see in the distance 2 of the onkegs feasting on the new corpse of
the newly corpsed
peasant, and a 3rd onkeg running towards
What
If
cow?
not you, then the cow. It's still very far from you, though.
I know, but yeah, no, this cow's getting shot. Because if I can just kill it, I mean, a cow is a cow. It shouldn't take that much to kill what might already be a wounded cow.
Unless it's a magic wizard cow.
I'll be upset. Londi might not be. He might think it's valuable, but...
You're killing my quest giver!
Well, does a 18 hit your quest giver?
That sounds about right.
Cool. Quest giver takes 10 damage.
Yeah, describe how you kill this cow.
Londi Okalud, while not helping this person, runs away, sees that the cow is coming after him and that cows are big and make a lot of tremors in the ground. And so Londi turns around, pulls up a crossbow, and fires a shot straight into one of the thing's eyes, piercing the brain, shattering the back of the skull, and the cow just sort of drops and tumbles over itself onto the ground, making a lot of vibrations at its specific spot, while Londi continues to run away as fast as possible.
Yep, you keep running, and you think you're in the clear. You run to a safe distance, and then do you go back to walking slowly until you're out of Ankeg territory?
I would run for a set distance once I was far enough away from that immediate area, and then I would settle back into stealth, and basically once I was back into stealth, for every, like, let's say, another few hundred feet I would just chuck a rock behind me onto the path to try to get things to go away from me. I would do that for a little bit, and then I would just, try to silently move through the rest of the territory.
Yeah. Make another stealth check.
23 total.
So you make it the rest of the way out of Ankeg territory without much issue. The small wood ahead of them.
Let's see, if it's a small wood...
And the path is still leading through this wood.
Yeah, I would take a moment as I approach just to look for tracks to see if, signs of any specific types of animals or people have been through here. The survival?
Yeah, survival.
That is a 15.
You see animal tracks of all kind, but what is most interesting is that you have found 3-toed sharpened prints.
Considering the size of those prints...
The size of the prints is like human to slightly larger.
Could I make any kind of nature check to see if I could identify what type of creature this might be by its tracks?
Tell me what did you do before this? Let me in on your backstory.
Yeah, Londi Okalud was originally a soldier. They were trained as a Valinor elf to wield a double-bladed scimitar. Originally, their kind of general path in life was going to be a martial one. They had always kind of chafed under authority, so eventually, after a certain point, they had made the decision to leave with the weapon. And it was allowed in part because the Valinor elves, they worship their ancestors. So for them, the idea is you have some kind of ancestral guardian or ancestral paragon that you try to live up to. And for Londi, someone in their past was a treasure hunter, an explorer, and an archaeologist. Someone who didn't just steal treasures, but sought to understand history and to understand the places they observed. Basically, they brought back magical artifacts and magical relics that helped the society as a whole and helped, the Valinor elves prosper, which is why they're considered an ancestral paragon. So Londi saw that as their way to get out, basically. Initially, it was literally just, I don't have to go to boot camp anymore. I don't have to sit here and have someone yell in my face to stand in formation. I can go wherever I want. Yes. And so they left. And what they found during the training for that and during the process is they do like exploring. They like the allure of valuables. But what they started to like even more was the actual archaeological process, was understanding and dissecting the history of places, what they mean, and how they were intended to function. And that it's sort of what's led them up to where they are now. So a lot of understanding a place, preparing, is understanding old signs, small things. Knowing the local creatures, knowing the local plants. The goal and the idea is that they don't necessarily never get hit by things, but they know what they're going to get hit by. They know what they might encounter. They don't just rely on split-second skill or luck to get them out of situations. So if they saw this, what they would consider would be, from what I know of the area, from what I've traveled through, what sort of creature would, one, be large enough, have a mark or a print that looked like this, in particular a 3-toed claw. What sort of creature typically has that kind of appendage? And even if I don't know specifically what they are, what the general build of something that walks like that would have to be.
Make a history check.
10.
You've definitely seen similar tracks before when investigating the ruins of old civilizations and such, and even some bandit camps or whatever that you would go for the Thieves Guild, but you can't quite recall what they belong to.
Do the tracks seem to move along the path generally, or do they just seem to cut across the path at one point?
They seem to move along the path.
Okay. Londi would settle kind of towards the brush on the edge of the path and just try to be moving carefully through this area until they can ascertain, where those tracks led to or if there's anything else actively prowling about.
Yeah, make another stealth check.
It's a 20, not natural.
You're continuing along the path, but in the brush.
Yeah, kind of off to the side, sort of keeping an eye on the tracks.
As you're moving through the brush, you startle a deer that sees you and runs across the path to the other side.
I would look over, take a moment to collect myself, take a moment to let the deer get far enough away, make its own noise as it travels through, and then turn and keep moving.
Okay. So you follow slowly along the path again. It's not very long before you see ahead of you the path continues down into an open clearing, sort of like a circular clearing free of any trees, and the path leads up to and past a large stone tower.
Okay, so now that I've seen the stone tower, I would move around it in kind of the way indicated on the map. If that takes me off of the path, then I would move away from the path to do so.
Cool. As you approach the tower, you're stopped by a force field.
Gotta take a second, look at it a little bit strangely. Can I make an Arcana check to get more information about said force field?
Yeah.
That's a 5.
It's forceful.
Yeah, kind of look at it. Once I got to it, I would kind of like move around the edge of it just to see how far it goes around the tower, and just try to like move around the edge of the force field to follow the way the map is telling me I should be going.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I have no need to get any closer to the tower if it's not letting me.
Yeah, that's true. I will say that the tower seems to be fairly in disrepair.
It seems like it's falling apart a little bit.
Yeah. However, those tracks that you saw before, they go through the force field up to the tower. Make a perception check.
Okay. I was gonna say I didn't know if it being able to go through force fields told me anything else about the creature. That perception check is a 22.
As you were going through the brush on your way to the tower here, you noticed a lot of the same tracks, sort of coming from the wood, going back to the path. So there is a lot of different sets of tracks leading down the path to the tower.
Is there an entrance on this tower?
Yes.
Okay. The question now is how curious Londi is. The tower is big, it's decrepit, it's interesting. Does it seem to have any marks of like bird droppings or any like roosting animals on any part of the tower? From what I can see?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm if I can still move around said force field and not...
you can.
Yeah, I just do.
So you loop around the tower, and you're heading south, and you rolled a 20 on your stealth check before?
Yeah.
You're not far off the path into the woods when you see a band of 3 bugbears drawing plans in the sand and yelling about the tower.
Kind of like take a second, look around. I do speak Elvish Common, Thieves' Cant, Undercommon, and Sylvan. I don't know if that lets me understand what they're saying.
They're speaking in Goblin, but it's clear that they're talking about the tower because, first off, they've drawn one in the dirt, but also the biggest and most aggressive looking of the 3 is pointing at it agitatedly.
How big and strong do these bugbears look?
They look like average bugbears, so kind of strong, but not...
Yeah, bugbears.
They're bugbears, not incredibly.
I would kind of like take a minute, sort of like stealthing back over into the bushes. I would watch to see what they're doing, to see if they separate or if they're still staying together. Like, do any of them get sent off for tasks at any point?
The big one does send one of them off towards the tower.
He sends them off towards the tower. Are they like still in sight from the camp at the whole time, or is there like a point where they kind of like go around to look at the tower that they wouldn't be in sight from the bugbears?
The other 2 bugbears can see the third one sent towards the tower the whole time.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. If this is something that I am able to do, and let me know if it's not, I am going to, between where the bugbear camp is and where the bugbear has been sent off, place between those two spots a tripwire attached to a stick of dynamite.
Okay.
If they come to investigate, they get blown up. I have dynamite, I have the stats on dynamite, and I have wire.
Yeah, make
Letting all
a
that.
stealth check and a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Stealth is to be unnoticed. Sleight of hand is to do it
Set
properly.
it up properly. Stealth is 24. Sleight of hand is also 24. I roll a 17 on both.
Yeah. You stay out of sight, you stay low, and you set it up expertly.
I would then move around with that stealth check to the one who is investigating the tower. And I'm imagining I would have surprise on them. I'm gonna come out of hiding and go after them with my attack.
All right, yeah.
Advantage?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't need advantage, which was nice. The highest is a 26 to hit, which, holy shit, please. I hope a 26 hits.
Yeah, you hit.
Okay. So that's 18 damage to this bugbear. Are they dead?
No.
Are they bloody?
Yeah, they're bloodied.
Then
So you strike at this bugbear heading towards the force field. What do you strike it with?
double-bladed scimitar. Then I would... Yeah, I'm just going to use my bonus action to try to hit it again. That's a crit.
You crit.
Natural 20.
All right.
So that's 4, 3 is 7, plus 5 is 12, plus, so 17 more damage.
Yeah. He, if this were Fallout, he would explode into guts.
Spin both of those, kind of settle back into place, and now that I've done that, I would just use my move action to kind of place myself so that the quickest path to get to me is through the trap that I laid if they charge at me.
All right, let's roll initiative. We'll be like, hey, here's a fun little extra thing that may or may not be canon, depending on how things shake out. Maybe it's what the canon would have been.
If you like this AU, please submit to our Patreon for more alternate universe content.
Pay for my AU.
Pay for my AU and I'll ship whoever you want, I promise.
Londi and the ghost of Lassery caress each other.
That's Londi screaming.